score line and nothing past that score line. Okay, now what we're going to do is line up our piece of paper right on the right side of the score, flush like that, looks pretty good, and then just close it. And they'll pick that adhesive, will pick it up right there. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and attach our DSP. So you can tell that there's one of two ways to do that. If I have it closed like this, it looks great. If I go ahead and put this, let's see. Nope, that's the only way to do it for this one. I was gonna say, when I had it first, it looked like it was not spaced out right. But since we have this part on, we are good. No worries. I got a little bit nervous there. Okay, so this is gonna be on the bottom part here. So when you attach that, make sure you have this underneath it. Grab your bone folder, maybe even keep it kind of weighted down. So that way when we're eyeballing our DSP, we have our white alignment right where we want it to be. So flip this over. Like so, add just a little bit of liquid glue to the back and flip it over. I'm using liquid glue because we want to be able to shift it around to where we want it to be without it sticking instantly. That looks like it's spaced pretty good. There we go. All right, next, let's go ahead and grab our squares and we're going to attach these to each other. Again, I like my seal for my basic white needs. Flip it, stick it. You just want to border on each 4 sides. Just kind of eyeball the spacing on there. Perfect. Flip it over. We're going to add dimensionals to all 4 corners except for 1. So let's do 1, 1, and 1, and set this over here. Go ahead and flip it, remove, and you'll see now that when I flip it over, this one will not be the dimensional on the right side. We don't want to close it shut with this being placed down. Flip it over, and then just going to line it up to where it's going to be. Again, we want it, that one right there, give us a better idea. Go about center. Perfect, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's grab our flower now, and we're going to fussy cut this out. Grab your paper snips or scissors. You want to make sure you have a smaller, this is about a 3-inch, I think. So you don't want a huge scissors to do this type of cutting out. And hopefully we'll see how long this takes me to do. Shouldn't take too long. There's a lot of edges on this one. So what we're going to do is just turn the paper and move the paper instead of the scissors. I'll cut down occasionally a little bit more, but we're usually mostly just the inside of our scissors and not the very tip of them as well. And that will help you with your fussy cutting. And again, you don't have to go into great detail with this one if you don't like, but I really do like these points being all up and down to make that really cool jagged look here. Again, I'm just turning my flower, my paper, and keeping my scissors pretty still. And the more you do fussy cutting, the better you get. And it's such a great one to do while you're like watching your favorite show, because you can do it without really thinking too much, if that makes any sense at all. Some things when you're stamping or creating cards, I have to push pause. I'm like, wait, I really need to pay attention at this point. But fussy cutting is one that you can do in giant groups. My plan after I'm done making this card is to go ahead and finish cutting out that whole sheet of DSP that I showed you. That I've already taken 2 out, and get the rest of those flowers nicely cut as well. There we go. We're almost to the end. I'll have to see the video and see how long this one took. I'm hoping this takes maybe less than a minute. Let's see. Some people don't enjoy this, and some people have learned to embrace it and just are amazing at it. Do fussy cut. And there we go. Super pretty now. Look how cool that flower is from that designer series paper. Love it. Go ahead and flip that over. We'll add just a couple dimensionals to the back of this one. Probably 2 or 3. We'll do 2 on the top and 1 down a little bit lower. Remove the backings. There we go. And then we'll place that. Hover above before you stick it to see the location you want it to be, and that looks pretty good right there. We're gonna grab that bow I already pre-made. I always tie it on the spool, and so that way I can take it off and try again without wasting. But what I'm gonna do now is fan out. This is this really cool woven type of ribbon, and so we can't, like mesh almost. So I'm just pulling it apart to make that the bows a little bit thicker. And you could do the same thing to the ends by pulling them just from the side to side like that. And then you can trim your ends to however you want, or keep them that really cool scraggly look there. So I just made my bow a little bit fluffier by fluffing that ribbon out and pulling it apart. You want to grab a glue dot, you're going to put the knot to the dot, press down, and pick up with your fingers, and we're going to put it right here on that stem. Perfect. And of course, grab one of your pearls, and you can embellish that on here as well. I'm going to put my pearl, I think, right here for this card. Oh, hold on, it's sliding. There we go. Oh, that might be actually be the winner of where it's going to stay. There we go. All right, super cute card. So again, have it so that goes underneath instead of on top, so that way the alignment works out great. And look at that color combo. I love that Daffodil Delight with that Orchid Oasis. And now you have two beautiful flowers, cards that could be used for anything. They're just a little bit more fun than your average card. I hope you guys have learned something new by watching the video today, and please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and so that way you can watch my weekly Fun Fold Fridays. Have a great weekend and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.